Justin Moore from Barrel Maker Screen Printing. We're out in Buffalo Grove, Illinois, right outside Chicago. We're gonna hit them with rapid fire questions. Here we go. All right, Justin, first question.
Yes.
You today, you look at yourself now, if you were 2 years ago and you told yourself a piece of advice that you knew today, what would it be?
I'm not good at rapid fire, man. I don't know. Like screen printing related?
Anything business related.
I don't know.
Computer?
This is a lot of pressure.
You were just telling me about how good the Profit First stuff was.
Profit First is cool. Yeah, it's cool.
Simple. Oh. Air compressor's on, so we had to move locations. Justin's super busy.
I'm not that busy.
All right, here we go. Rapid fire questions, part 2. All right, Justin, biggest mistake you've made in the past few months?
Telling you that I'd be here today. Biggest mistake. Let me think about this for a second, because definitely have some big ones. Like a printing mistake or like a money mistake?
Anything.
Probably buying embroidery machines, honestly.
Really? Why so?
We just didn't need to do it. We had a good thing going. Sometimes you don't need to do everything that you sell. It's kind of like promo products, right? Like that's a really good industry and it's awesome to be able to sub out all that stuff. I think that we have a good print shop. We're really good screen printers. There's a lot that goes into screen printing, right? Every job is custom. So why do we need to add to that? We have a good embroidery partner. So I think I learned that we could have really good partners and we don't need to just try and do everything ourselves. It just makes it harder.
That's awesome. What would you give advice to a new printer getting started?
So I would honestly say to use as much water-based adhesive as possible. I know that's kind of maybe a dumb one, but our shop, I'm someone who was really never huge on being overly technical. I'm much bigger on marketing and branding and trying to get volume orders than trying to be the cleanest shop out there. But now that we've grown and we have a lot more expensive equipment, and I think that there's a general cleanliness that you could maintain if you use water-based adhesive versus spray. It's look at the floors right over there compared to right here. Look at this. See how clean this is?
Yeah.
And then over there, that could have all been avoided if we were just used water tap. A clean environment creates a better product. I don't give a shit. Sorry, I'm still on. But
Where's somewhere where you feel like you could save money at the shop?
Employees. I mean, labor. It's our number one expense. I want to be hesitant to not advise to that's where you should cut your costs, because it's important to have good labor. Mm-hmm. But as you're growing and your labor cost is really, really high, one thing that I think the place we save the most money, and I actually think the difference between us being a profitable shop and not a profitable shop is I'm able to filter out how often we bring in extra labor. So we have our core team here. We have about 25 salaried full-time employees, and then probably multiple times throughout the week I'll have people be I'm too busy to do this, I really need help, or could we bring in a couple temps to help fold these shirts, or sort this out, or we have this big project right here, could we bring in 5 temps to sort it out, right? And sometimes you have to filter that out and say we really actually do need to bring in the extra labor so that we could get the job done in time and do a good job. There's a lot of times where you just have to let people be busy, and save that money
instead of bring in
the extra labor, because it's really easy to spend money on labor if every time someone wants you to bring in extra help, you do, or bring in your friends, or someone brings in, you have a friend or maybe someone who works here has a friend and they come in and they help, catch shirts, and they're supposed to be here for a day, but then they stay here for a week. They keep coming, and so you have to be hey, that specific job that I brought you for is over. It's done. Well,
is there somebody living here?
Not anymore. No. Labor is that's a really fine line. For us, that's our biggest expense. So if we're able to just be really careful with our labor budget, then we could save money.
Got it. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Last question. If you had $5,000 to spend on improving the shop somehow, what would it be?
Marketing? I'd spend everything on marketing. I don't know. If I had $5,000 on a specific
What would you spend it in marketing?
AdWords and then art, I'd probably spend it on like illustrations, design. Typically what I do is I work with like friends of mine who are artists, and I'll get like drawings or like some illustrations, and then I'll make a bunch of different layouts, and I'll make like stickers and buttons. I'll make like Google, like AdWords, GIFs, live printing ads, and then I work with my cousin, and we work on like the SEO and the AdWords campaign.
Got it.
But I think $5,000 if I had to buy like an item, I don't know, probably something live printing related. That's like really been our core focus. So
Cool. Awesome.
that's not a good question for us. We have like a lot. Like there's not a lot that we need,
Yeah.
If it was 10,000, then I would have bought a compressor, new compressor, and then it'd be
done.
quieter. Yeah.
Got it. That's Justin. Thank you, man.
What's up?